Yo guys, today I'm going to teach you how to master Spa on F1 2025. First of all, by going through a low speed lap, analysing every corner around this historic Formula 1 track. After that, how would I adjust the time trial world record setup to be usable in a racing condition? Wrapping up the video by showing you a full speed qualifying lap example, including my ERS strategy around the track. So with that being said, let's get into the first part of the video, and that's going to be analysing turn 1. You're going to be braking 80 meters before the apex, and it's so difficult to get the car stopped, rotated, and get fantastic traction onto such a long straight here in sector 1. Part of the reason it's so difficult is because the track falls away from you as you get to the apex. You can see that the elevation changes as you get closer to the apex here, and the track sort of dips away from you, so the car is going to be becoming uncompressed. Basically, in a very simple way, when the car is traveling downhill, you have less grip. When the car is traveling uphill, you have more grip. Due to when you're traveling uphill, the tires are compressed into the circuit, and when you're traveling downhill, of course, the tires are not compressed, and they lose compression in that situation as well. So that's why it's so easy to lock up your front tires here in turn 1 as you get to the apex and have quite drastic understeer as a net result of that. The way you can combat that is try to get 2 wheels on the inside curbing, just quite simply to give you more room to play with on the circuit, and then 2 wheels on the inside curbing, and then get back on the power and 2 wheels on the exit curbing as well. Choose the path of least distance and least resistance as you head up to Oluz and Radion right now, and it is simple. Take curb on the inside and try to take as much curbing as you can on the inside here as well, without going on the grass, of course. The less distance you travel up the hill will be better lap time potential, and the same is true of cutting this inside curbing as much as possible as well, but bear in mind it can be very risky to go up and over that inside white line, so just take it with an air of caution. If you get it absolutely spot on, you'll gain a few thousandths of a second, so the gain is not that much, but if you want to be perfect, it is necessary. Heading into starting sector 2 now, you're going to be braking 55 meters before the corner, or 50 meters if you're feeling very brave, but I like to brake 55 meters before the corner, so then I can prioritize my racing line and get over this inside curbing as much as possible. The perfect racing line here is that you're just following the inside line of the curbing and avoiding the inside gravel here. As you can see, this is the perfect racing line going through the chicane, so it allows you to be as much to the right hand side as possible to open up the following left, but without picking up gravel on your tyres. If you go any further on the inside, as you can see right now, gravel is now picked up on the tyre, and that gravel will reduce your grip potential as you turn in for the left-hander. 2 wheels just about over the inside curbing here. If you go too far, the car will bottom out slightly. As you can see right now, the car is bottoming out on the curbstone. So what you really want to do is replicate what you did on the first curb here, and then just have 2 wheels just over the inside part of it, so then you're maximizing your track width potential, but without risking the car to bottom out. Bring the car over to the left hand side. The further to the left you can get, the better for this following right hander. With a good qualifying setup, this can be flat out as well here in 5th gear. 2 wheels on the outside curbing, but don't go too far, because if you go too far, as you can see right now, the car bottoms out on the curbing and you're going to lose a lot of lap time potential. Just 2 wheels on the outside curbing. If you would want to have extra rotation going into this corner, because it's so easy to lock up the front tyres, drop the braking bias to 53%, and then that will really help you. Open up the car a little bit here, 2 wheels on the outside curbing. Don't go too far, because then you're basically having to travel such an extra distance and it's not worth it. But yeah, 53% braking bias, 2 wheels on the outside curbing when braking, and then try to hug this inside curbing as much as you can. If you do not go down on the braking bias into this corner, it can be so easy to lock up the front tyres and understeer wide as a net result of that. So keep the car tight as much as you can here, then pull short shift to 4th if you want the extra traction. If not, just do a normal throttle pattern and upshift when you get to the end of 3rd gear. As much of the curbing as you can take on the outside while still getting the car over to the right hand side to open up No Name. Yes, the corner is called No Name. I think it is actually officially called No Name now. I think they have dubbed it that. But yeah, 2 wheels on the outside curbing. Don't go any further than 2 wheels, because as you can see right now, you will bottom out on the outside curbing if you do go further than 2 wheels on the outside there. As much as you can, the curbing is so difficult here because it's just such a thin strip that you just want, again, 2 wheels on the inside curbing to maximize the track usage. Don't worry too much about this sort of red sausage curb there. It's there, but it's not really going to affect you, to be honest. You can drive over that. So yeah, as much curbing on the inside as possible without getting grass on your tires is the way to go about it. Then the same is true on the outside here. As much track usage without going too far in the gravel, and just focused keeping the car on the track limits. Running up into pull on and then 7th gear, 2 wheels on the outside curbing. Again, don't go further than 2 wheels, because if you do, you'll end up bottoming out and traveling extra distance. Easily flat out in qualifying and flat out in the race here with fresh tires, and to be honest, most of the race in the dry conditions should be flat out as well. Keep the car to the inside here in a qualifying situation, because you don't need to go all the way to the outside of the track. It's just causing you to do extra meters, and that extra meters will be lowering your lap time potential. Arrive it in 7th gear. If you have a good exit from the previous corners, you maybe want to go up to 8th and the car will be revving out, but I like to keep it in 7th gear even with a very high RPM, because the rear of the car can be so sensitive going into these corners. I like to be doing less disturbance through the downshifting. So this corner is taken in 5th, but if you're starting in 8th, of course you have to downshift 3 times. As you can see, when we're downshifting, the car is sort of jolting around marginally. You can sort of just about see it on the camera, just it's moving a little bit. So if you can get away with only doing 2 downshifts instead of 3, then that's going to be bringing less disturbance to the car, and it's definitely worth having. 2 wheels on the outside curbing as you brake, and then as you can see, if you go over the outside curbing fully, you will bottom out, so just try to avoid that. Depending on your confidence here with the inside curbstone, you can nibble it with 2 tires, and it maybe will help you rotate it if you are confident. If you have full confidence in the car and full confidence in your ability to use the inside curbing, it will bring you a bit of extra lap time potential. But if the car is unstable and you don't feel too confident with doing it, try to avoid it and just be as close to that white line as possible here in 5th gear. Running through the left-hander now, the same is true. If you feel really confident with the car, then you can sort of nibble the inside curbstone, but if you don't feel like the car will stay stable by doing that, then just avoid it and stay as close to the white line as possible. 2 wheels on the outside curbing here, you can go fully over it, but the car will marginally bottom out and cause a bit of friction with the plank of the car, you know, so it will just be limiting your exit speed potential and makes it further to bring it over to the left hand side for the next braking zone. So just keep that in mind. 2 wheels on the outside curbing is perfect, and again 2 wheels on the outside curbing is perfect here as well. So you'll be going down the gears and just nibble the inside curbstone. Try to be a little bit careful here though, because if you go too far and you go right here, you can see grass gets picked up on your tire. So the perfect way to do it is just 2 wheels touching the red and yellow part of the curbstone, and then you're in the perfection zone. 2 wheels on the outside part of the green here, and then full throttle as you go on to the back straight here in sector 3. Up into Blanchimont, and this will be easily flat out in the qualifying and racing condition. Depending on how wet the track is, should be flat out in the rain as well with F1 2025. Approaching the final chicane, I like to go up to 55% braking bias here, then approaching from a very sort of weird angle in honesty. Normally you'll be approaching this type of corner from the outside in a very straight line, but you can see the outside curving there, and I want to be taking that extra bit of real estate before I turn into chicane to open up the corner just that little bit more. So braking about 100 meter board. If you want to be conservative, 110 meters will be a-okay. If you want to be on the limit, braking at the 100, and then you'll be putting your car in a straight line and ready to be using this outside curbing here in 3rd gear. This will open up the road by a tire width extra and be helping you get through the chicane as fast as possible. As much inside curbing as you like, and again as much inside curbing as you like here. There are 2 ways to go about this though. If you are not so confident with the traction of your car and you really feel like there's quite a lot of oversteer in your car, avoid taking the inside curbstone here, because then it's going to limit your traction ability. But if you're very confident in your car that you won't get oversteer, then take the inside curbing, as it will mean you travel less distance around the corner and can allow you to pick up the throttle just a little bit earlier. Two wheels on the outside curbing there is okay. Open up the throttle, travel a straight line to the start finish line, and that is how you master Spa here in F1 2025 in 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Taking a look at the time trial world record setup, here you can see 7.2 on the wings, 130 more or less all the way to the left here, 41, and then you have 520, 22, 40, 55% braking bias, because of course I was changing that in the lap. But I would recommend in the corners that you lock up the front tires, going 53, 54 and 55 in the final corner as well. Maximum tire pressures, as it is becoming a trend as well, if you watch the recent videos, to go minimum on the rear tire pressure, and then we're just going to be adjusting the setup a little bit. So instantly I would recommend just dropping sort of like to 6.0 wings. You can go higher on the front if you'd like a bit more rotation. Again, if you want the car to be more stable, go up on this. If you want more rotation, go down. Probably around 25 is a-okay. Then going all the way to the left on the camber and toes value, I found no benefit in the game so far. To be honest, by going higher on those values, and then the suspension page is pretty okay, it's pretty decent. I would probably go down to 20, 21 on the front ride height, just to be giving me a bit more performance through the middle sector. But apart from that, it's decent. It's an okay setup to be running in an online race. So with that being said, let's head over to the full speed qualifying lap example, and then yeah, let's get into the hot lap. How to master Spa on F1 2025. Out of the final corner, activate the overtake button until the start finish line. Turn 1, bring the car to the left hand side, rotate the car with full importance of exit speed traction. You're going to be full throttle for so long here that the exit speed is absolutely pivotal. Burning the battery down to 75% and turning it off through Oluge and Radian. Once you crest the hill, turning on that battery again and burning all the way down until 50%. Start to prepare yourself for the middle sector, because it's going to be an absolute roller coaster. Use the curb on the inside, use the curb on the inside again, bring the car to the left to open up the right hander, full throttle through here, and then tap the overtake button and reduce the braking bias by 1% rearward to help the rotation through the hairpin. Use the curb on the left hand side and commit through no name, full throttle right up against the gravel on the exit and burning the battery down until 55%. Full throttle easily through Puon and tap the overtake button on the exit to build up momentum once again. Going into the chicane, 5th gear, get as close to the curving on the inside as possible, and again on the inside as close as possible. Then going into the final turn of sector 2, once again right on the curb on the inside and right on the gravel on the exit, and burning the overtake button all the way down this straight, even to the point that you're running out of the percentage battery usable. But don't you worry, it will start to recharge in the braking zone to give you the ability to press it up to the start finish line. 55% braking bias. Use the curb on the left hand side to open up the chicane as much as possible, and again prioritize a strong exit, run up to the start finish line, use all the battery you've got, and that is a hot lap here in Spa. So there we go, we've done a 140.348 here in Spa. Checking out the sector times, it's going to be a 30.3, a 42.4 and a 27.4 to conclude the lap. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you on how you can master Spa, extract more lap time. I've been Brendon Leigh, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Grazie ragazzi, ciao ciao, bye bye.